Hello. In my new format, part 2. This is Tony of Too Tough to Die. Last rant got cut a little bit, only because this is worthy of an extended podcast, and we have limited time to listen, limited time to talk. And we were discussing censorship. It happened to me a month ago or so. Twitter tried to silence me by suspending my account because they didn't like what I said against liberals, and et cetera, et cetera. So you don't have to listen to my podcast in order. Part 2, you're still going to hear stuff that you don't need from part 1. It's not like, watching that 3-part Brady Bunch where they went to Hawaii and you don't know why Vincent Price is in the fucking cave if you watch that one first. But the government is trying to squelch people that have opinion. They're trying to ram shit through. And today we're actually going to let you know how much those political asshats are getting for not doing stuff. I didn't say every single member of parliament or member of provincial parliament or city council or whatever is useless. That's not true. And nobody would surmise that they are. They all have the potential to help. Very few of them do. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But I just want to start with going over a few, random isolated things that get a starting point to, hopefully getting people to understand what the hell is going on and maybe do a little bit more than talking about it. How many of you are still apathetic out there? Have you done anything? Tell you what, if you don't care and you want to be overrun, carry around some vegan lube. So when the horde of migrants comes and you're going to be grabbing your ankle, say, you know what, just squirt this first. Are you doing anything? Tell you what, when you see some garbage on the ground next to the trash can, don't just go, oh, look at what that lazy fucking ass did. What a lousy ass. It doesn't even care. Okay, how about pick it up and throw it in the garbage? You just made your world a little bit more beautiful. Anyway, here's a quote. Most people know who John F. Kennedy was, Democratic president in the early 60s. He had a quote, and he said, "There's a plot in this country to enslave every man, woman, and child. Before I leave this high and noble office, I intend to expose this plot." He made that speech 7 days before he was murdered by the CIA. So, hey, let's keep the establishment going. Then we have another one here. You've probably heard about, and you heard a slanted view of it, and you took it as face value because that's all that's being bombarded into your house, and you believe it. Stop believing everything you hear. Anyway, you probably heard about there was a baker in Colorado, and he had a bakery, and he was a devout Christian, very firm believer in Jesus Christ and God, and his passion was baking, and a couple of gays went in there and asked him to make a wedding cake, and he said, I can help you out with pastries and things like that, but as far as the wedding cake, I can't do that. My conscience, 2A, father put this through. You're probably hating this. That's Trudeau for all you people that don't know that. He is a little pissant asshat. Everybody in Canada has freedom of conscience and religion. Now, they have the same in the States under the U.S. Constitution. And he said, my religious beliefs don't allow me to make a gay cake with 2 men on it. I help you out with all your other pay. And what did they do? Racist, hates gays, racist. And they wanted to take it to court. Instead of going to a different baker, they, like most people I've been associated with in this instance, are very dramatic. And they had to make a case for this. Kind of like the women You had some stupid women in Ontario years ago that struck and sued for the right to go topless in Ontario. And some judge awarded them that right. Hey guys, how many topless women you seen outside of a strip joint? None. It's just stupid. They did it for attention. Attention whores. So that's what these gay guys were. Want some more attention called upon themselves. And they sued. And they ended up almost putting this poor bastard out of business. Well, there's now a conservative slant on the U.S. Supreme Court with Donald Trump's appointment of Gorsuch. And he's a very constitutional guy. So why are they afraid of that? Well, because they're afraid of the U.S. Constitution. That's why they're trampling it. They're trampling free speech. They're trampling freedom of religion. They're trampling the right to have your own guns. They're trampling all those things. So this guy's case has now been, the Supreme Court in the States has decided to hear the case for him because it's got a religious conviction on it. The guy is an artist. You can't force an artist to make something he doesn't believe in. So that's a bit of a preamble. This other little point we were bringing up, a gay coffee shop owner. Now, the way this is written, is the owner of the coffee shop gay? Or does he own a shop that has gay coffee? I don't know. I don't think there's gay coffee. So this coffee shop owner, who is gay, kicked Christians out of his restaurant because he heard them talking about God. He went on a vulgar rant that was caught on video. And it was played, and it was a whole bunch of things happened. And if you want to see it on Twitter, go to @RichardTBurnett. And you can read all about that bit of racism. Censorship, talked about that. You know who Joseph Stalin is? No, probably not, because the way you've been taught is not the way they used to teach. They used to teach you more about the world, not agenda-driven things. Joseph Stalin was the head of fucking communist Russia. And his head of the secret police once said, "You show me a man, I'll show you a crime." And all that meant was, who do you want to go down? I'll find something on him, whether it's real or not, and that fucker will go down. And that's part of the censorship. Another little blurb here that I might want to explore in further detail later. There was a Maltese journalist that was one of the lead people that helped those Panama Papers investigation, was recently killed in a car bomb. And I think we all know why. So liberalism it's like a disease. They have this funny term they use now. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. It sends liberals and Democrats and fucking other assorted losers into a tizzy every time Trump says something. CNN carried Trump last month there. He got those 3 fucking useless tools from UCLA basketball team, fucking thugs. They were in China for a basketball game, and they did what fucking thugs do. They stole watches out of the Louis Vuitton gift shop and got caught. Now, you can't cry, "Hey, I'm a star athlete in UCLA. You got to let me go. My daddy is this. My daddy's that. You got to let me go." Well, China was going to fucking come down on them like they should have. They should have put him in jail for whatever China's laws are. If it's 6 months, great. If it's, fucking 20 years, good. Anyway, Trump had been there talking to the Chinese president, and they were doing a lot of deals. And I think Trump just got, what did he get there? Like $250 billion of trade deals for the U.S. You won't hear that on your mainstream media. But Trump got out of the president of China, or whatever his title is. I think he's president. He got him to let them go. And CNN didn't say, hey, look at that, Donald Trump, racist, right? He got 3 black college players that were, did something very stupid and wrong. He was able to get them released. CNN said Donald Trump took away 3 black guys' right to a fair trial. Really? How about this? Go fuck yourself. So liberalism it's really like a fucking disease. There was a university professor in the States, and put an asterisk here. In the future, we're going to talk about foundations and professorships and things like that. They're all connected. Like studies, medical studies and scientific studies, they're all connected. Don't believe that peer-reviewed shit in most cases. Anyway, this one university professor apparently doesn't get the memos. He did a study of sex change regret. Like Joe might say, like, shit, I regret wearing that Nehru jacket. I regret buying those fucking air pumped up shoes. Okay. Oops. I regret the sex change. Well, can't go back there now. So there's a lot of sex change regret because guess what? It was a fucking fad. Like lesbians wanting to get married to be the first ones and all this and that. And then it didn't stick. And it's a fad that didn't stick. And now what do? So his study showed that there was a very high positive correlation of sex change regret. And he was promptly fired. And why am I singling this out? Because I'm not stupid, right? You know that. Why am I singling this out? Joe knows. We've had other university professors. I'm not going to do all the work for you. Do a little bit of work. Anyway, this guy went on Facebook or Twitter or some social media. He advocated, university professor, advocated killing the cops and then burning down the police precincts. And this motherfucker is still on the payroll. And he's being paid by a university where U.S. taxpayer dollars, only from the middle class and the rich, by the way, because the lower 40% pay fucking zero tax. So taxpayer dollars, not liberal people paying these tax dollars, going to liberal institutions to pay this asshole to advocate killing cops and burning down police precincts. This fucking asshole even told them to use accelerant because it'll burn quicker. Okay? This fucker didn't get suspended by Twitter, even though many people pointed it out and retweeted this to Twitter, said, what are you going to do about this fucking guy? Nope. People were on there advocating for the assassination of their president. They don't even call him President Trump. They just say Trump or the asshole. No, the asshole is gone. He was there for 8 fucking years, and he wasn't even born in the United States, so he had no right to be their president. He was put in through the fucking agenda. CFR, Bilderbergs, trilaterals. Come on, get with it. You even got 93-year-old man Bush fucking still groping women. The fucking establishment. Yes, the Bushes and Clintons are related. This motherfucker's still going on, and he's telling you to burn down cops, or killing cops and burn down police stations. But that's okay. The left just simply massed their couple dozen agitators. They had all their ready-made trans rights signs. And then the Democratic mouthpieces, like the mainstream fucking media, covered this as an injustice to liberalism. It's just a bunch of shit. And I wanted to get into, what that is going to be talked about today. Maybe for a future podcast. I'm going to tell you, Canadians, how to take back your government. Again, using my free speech here, the statement although it could be twisted and maligned in any way, shape, or form, was not seditious, nor advocated the overthrow of the government. I said, I'm going to tell you all how we can take back our government. And we can do it. A little bit of hard work. Nothing fucking serious. So I think we're going to get to that soon. But anyway, so your government is generally full of corruption. You know, some of them get in there because they got a shot at money or power. Some of them are just scumbags, plain and simple. They want to get elected because, you know, it's a fairly cushy job, big money, big expense accounts. Some of them like to puff up their chest. As soon as they get there, they always seem to do the age-old scene just like before. They cater to lobbyists, special interest groups, and basically they fuck you. And they fuck me, and they fuck us all. They feel that it's better to fuck you than to do their job. So they toll the party rhetoric ad infinitum. And, you know, they have lots of choices. A, they could do their job. Don't want to most of the time. B, they could hide behind the party. Very common tactic. C, they could take full advantage of every opportunity they can get to further themselves. D, they could use government rules and bullshit to make it appear they're doing the job for you. But it's not for you. It's not for you. It's F you. And do you want to know what they make? They make close to $180,000 a year salary just to get elected. Now, the fucking asshat, because he's the prime minister, gets a second $180,000, roughly. People that are the Speaker of the House gets an extra $80,000 or $90,000 to be Speaker of the House. People are always saying, why would anyone want to be the Speaker of the House? Well, because, you know, he doesn't have to do a real job for his constituency. He's doing it on behalf of the whole government, so he gets to sit there and he gets to tell them, oh, you're acting like spoiled fucking kids. But he gets an extra $80,000 or $90,000. Cabinet ministers, extra $80,000 or $90,000. You get on some special standing committee, you get an extra $40,000 or $50,000. That's why they want those jobs. That's in addition to the salaries or the money they get to run constituency offices, expense accounts. Fucking asshat even gets a $2,000 or $3,000 car allowance, for Christ's sake. And I think you remember, unless you're reading these out of order or you're new to us, and if you're new to us, you strap in, not strap on, strap in, you're in for a good ride. Because they also get $83.33 a day for food. They don't have to go spend $83 and get reimbursed. They just have to say, hey, how you doing there, House of Commons cashier? Cut me a check for $83.33 today. Well, wait a minute. Didn't I see you not eating because you were hungover from the fucking photo op party last night? You didn't even eat today. I know, but I get my $83.33 and I don't even have to provide a fucking receipt. That's why they want to get into the business. This way, when they tell you, oh, I'm doing my job and I'm making it look like I'm doing my job, when it comes election time, remember, I was working for you. Yeah, most of these MPs, MPPs, county, city officials, they don't have a fucking platform. They just want the damn job. They want to get voted in again. I wonder if it's because many of them are lawyers. Enough said there. But when they get in there, they act like untaught children that are like fighting at recess. They're in the actual fucking House of Commons. They fucking whine, they bitch, they moan, they scream, they bang the fucking table. Watch yours, Joe. Like, they fucking do this. They're paid $180,000 a year as a base to fucking act like this. They don't have to do a fucking thing. They laugh, they catcall, they take jibes at the opposition. They never answer a question when it's put to them. They go off topic to promote some of their party bullshit. And then they pound the table again and they laugh. I won't pound the table again, Joe, sorry. Guess what else? Some of these useless fucking bastards read a fucking newspaper or pretend to read it sticking their nose and thumbs up at everybody else in the Commons because they don't seem to want to care. And we've talked about that bitch that just did that. You know what? How about fucking doing something for the money you're getting fucking paid? We're not seeing a lot of it. And I'm talking the salary, the expense account, the travel allowance for your family members that you abuse, a lot of you, the meal fucking receipts that you don't even need, rip off. Whatever other graft and bribery you get because we found out that something was there was improprieties done with our Minister of Finance, Mr. Morneau. Oh, he kind of left a position at a company, and that company all of a sudden got some legislation that totally benefited that. Yeah, just a fucking coincidence. And then they get all their constituency office, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I do want to cut off here today. But I'm going to let you know something, and this is going to affect a lot of you. They're going to tax lotteries. It'll probably be a 10% tax, and you heard it here probably first. They're going to do this. Now, to be honest with you, the Conservatives won't do that. I don't think the NDP will do it. At least I hope they don't, because most of the people that buy lottery tickets are those, blue-collar, hard-working, dues-paying union guys and girls that the NDP is supposed to be there for. But, they've sided with the Liberals before. The Liberals, with their bullshit spending, and God knows how many millions it's going to cost us to feed and house the migrants. By the way, those fucking trailers that they want to put them up in. Let's give them a free fucking trailer because it's cold in Canada. How about fucking giving them a fucking one-way ticket the hell out of here? But the Liberals are going to need more income. And so they're going to tax your lotteries at 10% probably, because that's what they're going to resort to. And when you piss off your base, you might want to look at the NFL and Keurig and see how well that went over. I'm done today. Have a good one. Too tough to die out.